What's up, my beautiful people of Ireland and my beautiful patriots and nationalists alike? We have another Upfront with Katie Hannon reaction. This one is audience members reacts to Thursday's unrest in Dublin. Okay, so this is about the Dublin Riots, of course. A lot of people talked about this one last year. It was pretty much around this time last year, if I'm give or take a couple of months right there, back in November, end of November, early December. It's now January, it's been 1 year on. Let's see what the bought and paid for members of RT had to say about it.
Horrific attacks on children and their childcare worker and the subsequent violence and vandalism in the centre of Dublin, Thursday felt like a watershed moment in our capital city. Tonight we debate the fallout and examine how we can turn this tide of anger and fear. How do we restore a sense of safety and security in our capital city? How do we police our changing society? And the migration issue isn't going anywhere, so how do we talk about it and better manage it?
Well, I would say first and foremost, try and prevent people from stabbing children. That would definitely help it quite a bit. Okay, because obviously I think 3 or 4 kids got stabbed and then the subsequent riots happened from that. So this kind of guy, this maniac, wanted to hurt as many people as possible. So, these people have to be vetted and completely curtailed.
Now, before we start tonight, I want to say that the thoughts of all of us here on the Upfront team are with all of the victims of that horrific stabbing on Parnell Square East on Thursday afternoon and their families, particularly the young girl and her care worker who remain in hospital tonight. And I want to bring in the audience on this first. Can I get a sense from our audience tonight about how you felt in the aftermath of what happened on Thursday afternoon and as the events unfolded into Thursday evening?
Bear in mind, the audience is normally bought and paid for. Okay, this isn't just people that they grabbed off the street, the streets of Dublin, O'Connell Street and stuff. These are people that are just actually working for RT, probably.
Yes, yourself. Just 1 second, we'll get a microphone to you.
Yeah, I felt that a lot of shame that, on our capital street there would be such lawlessness and violence.
Yeah, he means like the stabbings, right? He means the stabbings, right?
I was born after the Good Friday Agreement. I never thought I would experience such violence, and I was caught up on that street that evening after work, and the imagery and the videos do not do it justice. I
agree 100%. The stabbings were horrendous. This kid is actually he's being pretty honest, the stabbings were the worst thing ever. That's probably the worst attack that's ever happened to Ireland in terms of terrorism.
Frankly, very terrifying, and
in the last number of years, in recent history.
I believe that the people that are out that night did not do their cause justice. I believe there should be a dialogue, a peaceful dialogue, and I think this is what we should discuss tonight.
Okay. Wait,
is he talking about the riots, or is he talking about the stabbings? What about the kids that got stabbed? This is insane. Why are they jumping towards the riots?
Okay, thank you for that. Anybody else? Yes, yourself. Sorry, I'll just go to the back. I'll come to you in a moment. Yes.
I think my immediate feeling was just this stress, because I knew people who were in town at the time and they said they couldn't get out. All the buses were cancelled. The Lewis was cancelled. A lot of friends had to
Wait a second. What is this bullshit? What about the kids that got stabbed? It's about the riots, but the root cause was because 3 or 4 kids got stabbed. One is still in intensive care a year later. I think she just got released. Is nobody going to talk about the horrendous shit that this guy that shouldn't have been in the country stabbed these kids? What the hell? Bro, this is the most insane show I've ever seen in my life.
Find somewhere else to stay. And I was with friends at the time and I could just see everyone checking their phones and just like the fires and everything just coming up on the screens. What? But just in the aftermath of that, I just think we've seen some kind of a lot of name calling, putting blame out there, maybe some language that isn't things that we want to have said in society. So I don't know if the response has been entirely helpful, calling people scumbags and thugs.
Okay, thank you for that.
Well, the scumbag terrorist thug that stabbed the children, absolutely, that's a good word to use for him.
Yes, can we get a mic down here to the front? Tony, yeah.
Yes, I felt afraid. I felt embarrassed for Ireland, and I felt the thought of my colleagues working in the city centre, that some of them had to sleep in the hospital.
Absolutely, I agree. They might be scared that someone will try and stab them, like that guy did. Is that what they're talking about, or are they talking about the rioters? The stabbing, the guy running around stabbing people seems a bit more, terroristic than the people that were going crazy in the city.
Yes, yourself.
So Thursday was obviously shocking, and people are horrified. But I work in Dublin city centre, and I'm in there most evenings, and everyone in there can say that they've felt it throughout 2023. Like, there's been a sense that it's about to happen. And Helen McEntee appeared on primetime on Thursday night, and she said,
There's a sense of what's going to happen, a terrorist attack in the city centre in Parnell Square.
Miriam asked her, can you say the streets are not safe? She said, this isn't about the streets not being safe. And it's just shocking to hear that. Like, how are the streets, how can she say that the streets aren't safe? So there's a sense that, like, it's like this hasn't been tackled. It's been going on for months. So a lot of people who are in the city centre every day are not that shocked that this happened.
Okay, yeah, just yourself, yeah.
Shocked and saddened in equal measure, but I felt this was coming. And I discussed it with a few friends in the green room, and the same thing, they felt this was brewing for some time. Tragic.
What was brewing, the terrorist attack? There's 6 people they interviewed now. Not one person has even mentioned the stabbings. That'll tell you how brainwashed RT and paid for it is.
It was such a horrible incident that caused it to happen, and it is shocking for our country to finish up, and that's,
Finally, this old-based guy talked about the stabbings, finally. One guy out of 6 people.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Well, let's go to that incident then, and to yourself, Leo Ralph, just here down the front. Oh, thank you. Leo Ralph, you're a nurse. And
Who the hell is this guy?
you were actually on
This guy looks like Ken, the doll Ken.
your way to your own graduation in the Gresham Hotel.
Or Barbie, I don't know which one.
On Thursday afternoon. On your birthday, as it happened, when you realised something
When he was made in the factory, when they were putting him together.
was happening.
Yes, it was a day of, it was a celebratory day for me. I was happy, I was euphoric, and happy about that day. I've been looking forward to it for a couple of months now, and witnessing that that horrible experience there with a girl there when I saw that happen there, I didn't have a choice.
So you were there immediately after.
Yeah, they have to get people that speak English on this show, guys. Like, this guy, I don't understand a word he said there, unfortunately. Is he talking about the stabbings? I think he's talking about the stabbings, finally.
After the incident, immediately after the stabbing.
No, I was there.
As it was happening.
I was late going to for my graduation, and I saw everything there, what happened there, and then I just saw like children going towards me. They were screaming and they were terrified about what happened there. And then at the end of that, I saw this girl, and at that moment, I didn't have a choice. I didn't want to tell that I was a nurse there, that I'm a nurse. I didn't want to. But then I had no choice. But I said I needed to have the authority for that child. So I said, I'm a nurse, and it was all goosebumps for me. I was almost sobbing when I saw the child there, and I just needed to check her and do the help that I needed to do.
Yeah, and we know, and you were able to
So he helped resuscitate the child or something? He helped get the person back to good health?
use your medical training to assist her while they were waiting for
wow.
the ambulance and the paramedics to arrive. It must have been some relief for you, though, when you were able to step back and allow the paramedics in, and she was taken away.
Actually, I was questioning myself. I was asking myself, I could have probably done more, but my counselor said that it's normal to question ourselves in these times of these kinds of things. It's traumatizing.
What
Why does everybody on the show look like they were built in a toy factory?
was going through your head then, as you were walking away from this shocking event?
There's only one thing that's going in my head that time. It's just about the life of the person, the life of the child. Like I was just wishing, I hope the child survives, and that's the only wish that I wanted on that day.
I mean, absolutely. Everybody thinks the same thing. So there was one person that talked about the incident and the whole show. They actually helped the kids kind of before the ambulances and stuff arrived. Yeah, unbelievable, guys. Most of the people there were just so concerned about, of course, the the riots and the sort of aftermath, but not actually the shocking thing that happened. I hope that the police and something came to some sort of way that they can prevent now these sort of terrorist attacks from happening, because it definitely is the worst one I've seen in probably in my entire life living in Ireland, honestly. So absolutely insane. Let me know your thoughts. RT is bought and paid for. News Talk is bought and paid for. Virgin Media is bought and paid for. County Gains News Network, CGNN, not CNN, CGNN, with the honest news. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. If you want to support me, link is in the description for my Patreon. Loads of unblocked and censored videos over on Patreon for just the price of a coffee per month. You can all help support me. I'll see you all in the next one, man. Peace.